Aston Martin chose this moment, this crowd, this setting, to introduce a car called the Valen. And what they said, standing on that stage, was this: 838 horsepower from a V12 in the front of the car with no hybrid, no electric motor, no assistance of any kind. That figure, 838 horsepower, makes the Valen the most powerful front-engine production car ever built. It beats the Aston Martin Vulcan, a track-only hypercar from 2015, by 18 horsepower, and unlike the Vulcan, this one is road legal. Now you understand why the room went quiet. Welcome to HyperDrive Daily. I'm glad you're here. This is the full story of the Aston Martin Valen. Let's start with the design. Aston Martin removed the rear window entirely and replaced it with a camera system. The full-width Gurney flap light bar runs across where the glass would normally sit, a design element borrowed directly from Formula One rear wings, and beneath it, where you would expect to see the interior, there is nothing but structured carbon fiber. Moving to the front, the fascia is wide, low, and sinister. The headlights are narrowed to a squint. The bonnet rises in a muscular power dome. The exhaust system deserves its own sentence. 4 titanium tips, 3D printed, stacked vertically at the rear. The upper 2 exits are always open. The lower 2 are valved. At full throttle, all 4 open simultaneously. The sound this produces has been described by people who heard it at Monterey as something between a race car and an aircraft. And then there is the paint, satin Andromeda Red. It shifts from deep red in daylight to burnt orange at dusk, to an almost black tone in low light. A single car that looks completely different depending on when you look at it. Exposed carbon fiber is available as an option. Now the numbers: 5.2-litre twin-turbocharged V12, 838 horsepower. Torque, 738 pound-feet. And here is the detail that makes this engine genuinely extraordinary. The torque arrives at 2,500 revolutions per minute, and it stays flat all the way to 5,000 revolutions per minute. The result is a car that feels physically different to drive from anything else on the road. Gearbox, an 8-speed ZF transaxle, rear-mounted for weight distribution. The shift logic has been tuned by Aston Martin's SVO division using data from the Vantage GT4 race program. This is not a road car gearbox that has been warmed up slightly for performance. It is a race-derived unit that has been civilized enough for a road. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 3 seconds. To put that in physical terms, that is the same 0 to 62 as a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. A car that costs a third of the price and has 2 fewer cylinders. And the Valen does it from the front of the car. Top speed, 214 miles per hour. 150 units, all pre-sold. Price, approximately $2 million. To understand why the Valen exists, you need to understand what Aston Martin have been doing quietly for the last 3 years. It started with the Valor in 2023. A V12, a 6-speed manual gearbox, 7 units, built to celebrate 60 years of the Vantage nameplate. Then came the Valiant in 2024, a track-focused V12, no hybrid. Designed to be the most extreme driver's car Aston Martin had ever built for a private customer to take to a circuit. And now, the Valen, the 3rd car in the series, the most powerful, the most extreme, the most road-focused of the 3, and simultaneously the most visually radical. Valor, Valiant, Valen. 3 words, 3 cars. One philosophy: the naturally aspirated V12 is not a relic. It is a statement. In 2026, that statement means something specific. Every major hypercar manufacturer has adopted some form of electric assistance. Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, Porsche. The hybrid hypercar is the industry consensus. Aston Martin looked at that consensus and built the Valen instead. 838 horsepower, no hybrid. That is not a failure to innovate. That is a refusal to apologize for what a combustion engine can still do when it is built by people who genuinely believe it is worth doing. If you enjoyed that review, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments what kind of car you would like to see next.